dear students, how are you? I hope everyone is fine. I'm also fine, alhamdulillah. So today we are going to discuss, as told in my last class, we'll be discussing the MCQs. You see, we already did from till 5 in my last class. I have already asked you to do starting from 6 to 14 from algebra, so we'll just continue from there and discuss part of it from geometry as well. So we'll start from number 6. So what is the question given? We need to find the quotient. So we just need to divide 10x 6, then y5 z4 divided by minus 5x square y square z square. So it's very easy. 10 divided by minus 5 is minus 2, x square x6, so 6 minus 2 is 4, then y square y to the power 5, so it becomes y cube, z square z4 z square. So it's just easy, just normal subtraction, right? It's just normal way of division. So this will be the answer, which is actually part B. Next, moving on to 7. This is an interesting question. 4a4 minus 6a cube plus 3a plus 14. So this is we need to find out which part is correct. So a is given. A is the variable of this polynomial. Yeah, it is, because this is the algebraic expression and A is the variable. So A is the variable, so this is correct. Okay. Now part B, the degree of the polynomial is 4. Now what does degree mean? Degree means the highest power in the polynomial or the algebraic expression is called degree. So the highest power is what? 4. So this is also correct. 4 is the degree of polynomial. Okay. And part C, 6 is the coefficient of a cube. So over here you can see minus 6 is the coefficient. So but here it's written 6, so this is not the coefficient. So 6 is the coefficient of a cube. This is wrong. Actually the answer will be minus 6 is the coefficient of a cube. So your answer will be A, 1 and 2. Okay. Moving on to number 8. If x equals to 3, y equals to 2, I need to find the value of m to the power x to the power y. So if we have power in brackets, one power in bracket and the other outside bracket, we always need to multiply the powers. So what will be the answer over here? Since x, the value of x is 3, so we can write 3, and the value of y is 2, so we write 2. So we need to multiply the powers, so it becomes n to the power 6. Okay. Next, if a is not equal to 0, what is the value of a to the power 0? So we know what are the any number of any alphabet, if we have 0 to the power, if it's a to the power 0 or 5 to the power 0 or b to the power, so anything to the power 0 means 1. Okay, so a to the power 0 means 1. Next, number 10. So it's given x to the power 7 divided by x to the power minus 2. What will be the answer? Very simple. If there is divide, we already know from the formula a to the power m divided by a to the power n equals to a to the power m minus n. So we need to just subtract. X to the power 7 minus 2 equals to x to the power 7 minus into minus is plus. So we get x to the power 9. That's it. Okay. Next, let's move on to number 11, which 11 and 12 have the same question in the stem. So it's given, first of all I need to solve x minus, for in number 11, what is the value of the second expression. The second expression is this. So we just need to solve it. X minus x minus x minus y. So first of all we need to work with the first bracket. Minus into x is minus x, minus into minus y is plus y. Okay, so x minus x gone, there is only y remaining, so answer is x minus y. Minus into this plus is minus, so y. So answer is x minus y. And 12, we need to find out the product of the two expressions. So this is the first expression, this is the second expression which we got after simplifying. So product means multiplication. So how do we multiply? With x we multiply this whole, x into x plus y, then minus y into x plus y. What do we get? X square minus y square. X into x, x into x, x square plus xy minus y into x minus yx, or plus, sorry, minus y square. So minus yx plus yx, same. So we can cancel this out. X square minus y square, answer is x square minus y square. That's it. Number 13, a to the power 5 into minus a cube into minus a to the power minus 5. So first of all we just consider these two, a to the 5 into a to the minus 5. We know that a to the power m plus a to the power n equals to a to the power m plus n. So 5 plus minus 5 is 0. So we can write a to the power 0 into a to the power minus 3. So a to the power 0 means 1. 1 into a to the power minus 3 equals to a to the power minus 3. That's the answer. So anything to the power 0 is 1. That's the thing which we used over here. And finally number 14. This is very easy actually. It's a work of brackets. So we can write very easily 2 minus, first of all we need to break the first bracket. So 1 plus 1 is 2 minus 2. So 2 again, 2 minus 2 is 0. So equals to 2 is the answer. Okay, very simple. First break the first bracket, then solve it. That's it. So this is these are the part of our MCQ for algebra. Also from exercise 5.4, just look at number 1, 2 and 3. Okay, exercise 5.4, number 1, 2 and 3. These are all three are MCQs and they are related to exercise 5.1. Okay, alright, so let's move on to geometry now. Move on to page 139. So for geometry, already like for 7A, 7B, I am sure we have already discussed this thoroughly. So for 7C, I'll just go back and explain first of all how to solve this. First of all, I need to have a concept on three types of angles. Number 1 is alternate angles. Number 2, corresponding angles. And number 3, vertically opposite angle. Finally, also these things you already know, straight angle. Okay, so in order to solve exercise 8, we need to have the concept of this, also the concept of parallel lines. Okay, parallel lines, and that's it. I've just explained one figure, then you can easily understand. So let's say I have two parallel lines. Now, for what are parallel lines? Parallel lines are usually those lines which move in the same direction. So if they are bent, if two lines are bent, then we can say that these two lines are parallel. If these two lines are vertical in the same direction, we can say that these lines are parallel. So the symbol of parallel is usually this. When I write AB is parallel to CD, so by this symbol we can actually explain that AB is parallel to CD. So AB is parallel to CD means, let's say this is a line AB and this is a line CD. Okay, so when I say AB is parallel to CD means AB and CD are both in the same direction. Okay, they move in this like they are both bent, okay, like this, and they are in the same direction. So this is what we mean when we say parallel. So this is the sign of parallel. Okay, also you might face in for further geometrical problems, you might see this also. This is termed to be perpendicular. Perpendicular, we already know. Perpendicular means creating a 90-degree angle with a line. Suppose this is a straight line, and if a line creates 90-degree with this straight line, then we say that this is a perpendicular. Okay, also I'll discuss one more symbol, that is congruency. Congruency, when do we use this word congruency? This is congruent sign. Congruent sign is usually used to, suppose I have two triangles, okay, ABC and DEF, for example. Okay, if all the sides of the triangle and all the angles of the triangle, if all the sides of the triangle ABC is exactly equal to all the sides and angles of triangle DEF, then we can say that triangle ABC is congruent to triangle DEF. So these are all the basics. Okay, so this means parallel sign, this is perpendicular sign, this is congruency sign. Remember this. Okay, now let's move on to our main topic, that is to understand the angles which I have just written. Okay, so let's say, suppose I have a pair of parallel lines. Okay, and I have like these two parallel lines have been cut by another straight line. Okay, so if a straight line cuts two parallel lines, if a straight line cuts two parallel lines, then that straight line we term it as transversal. What do we call it? Transversal. Okay, now since this straight line has cut two parallel lines, various angles have been created. So what are the angles? Suppose this is a parallel line. Okay, first of all, we know from class 6 that if two straight lines cut each other, these two angles are known to be vertically opposite angles. So if you see this straight line and this straight line has been cut, right? So these two angles are vertically opposite angles. Similarly, this angle and this angle are also what? Vertically opposite angles. This is from the concept of class 6. We already learned what are vertically opposite angles. Okay, and for example, if I draw this way a Z or an N, if you see Z and N is also, this Z and this N is also an example of two parallel lines being cut by a transversal. You see, for the Z line, these two lines are what? Parallel, okay, and this is a transversal. So the opposite two angles, this angle and this angle, we term them to be alternate angles, okay. So alternate angles, okay, and both of these are equal. Alternate angles are always equal. Vertically opposite angles are also equal. Over here, in case of N, these two angles are termed to be alternate angles, okay. Alternate angles, vertically opposite, okay. Now what are corresponding angles? Corresponding angles are very easy actually. The same type of angles, let's say not this way. I have two parallel lines, I am cutting this through by a transversal. So same sort of angles, okay, this angle and this angle, suppose these are what? Same sort of angles, okay. Once you cut a parallel line, cut two parallel lines by a transversal, you will see same sort of angles. This is these, like this one and this one, these are also same sort of angles. So these angles are called corresponding. This one is equal to this one and this one is equal to this one, okay. So these two angles are corresponding angles. So remember, corresponding angles are also equal, okay. These are also corresponding angles, okay. So in this figure, this angle and this angle are vertically opposite angle. This angle and this angle are what? Alternate angles. Similarly, this angle and this angle are what? Corresponding angles, okay. So I hope the concept is clear. If two parallel lines are cut by a transversal, then three types of angles are usually seen. One is vertically opposite, one is corresponding, and the other one is alternate angles. So this angle will also be equal to this angle, okay. Opposite angles are alternate angles. Angles on the same straight line, they are called what? Corresponding angles. And if two lines intersect each other, the opposite angles created are vertically opposite angles, okay. So this is basically the basic to solve exercise 8, okay. Okay, so now we are going to solve a few problems from exercise 8 just to have an idea on how to solve. Let's say number 1. So I have a triangle over here. Okay, so this is PQR, and let's draw a straight line. This is N, this is M, and this is L. So it's already given from the question. This angle LRN is actually 90 degree, this whole angle, okay. And this angle is already given, this is 55 degree, and also in the portion given is PQ is parallel to MR. This is also given. So what do I need to find out? I need to find out this angle LRM. They asked me to find out this angle LRM, okay. So if you see, if you follow the concept of parallel lines and the transversal, PQ and MR is parallel, so the transversal over here is PR, correct. MR and PQ is, if I draw like this is similar to N. Okay, so MR, this is MR and this is PQ. Okay, so both MR and PQ are parallel. So, and if I join these two, suppose like this, this angle and this angle are what? Corresponding angles, correct? This angle and this angle is what? Corresponding angles, because they lie on the same straight line. Okay, so if this is 55 degree, this will also be 55 degree. So if this is 55 degree, which angle will be 55 degree? This LRM, correct? LRM, this will also be what? 55 degree. So they have actually asked me to find out this angle. So LRM, this, since this is 55 degree, this angle will also be 55 degree because both are corresponding angle. Now this hole is 90 degree, this is 55 degree. So what will be this angle? Just subtract 90 from 90. I need to subtract 55. So this will be 35 degree. Okay, so we can write angle NRL equals to 90 degree minus 55 degree, that is 35 degree. Simple concept. Okay, this whole angle is 90 degree. This angle and this angle are corresponding angles. This is 55. So I just need to subtract from this whole, I need to subtract this, so I will get this. Okay, very easy. Number 2. So I have been given same sort of shape like PQ. P and Q is parallel to SR, it's given, and this is a line L, and this angle 50 degree is given. Okay, I need to also remember the concept of isosceles triangle. So isosceles triangle means a triangle having two same sides. So it's given over here that PQ is equal to PR. So in an isosceles triangle, what about the angles? If two sides are equal, their base angles will also be equal. Okay, so if this is 50 degree, this will also be 50 degree. This is the concept of an isosceles triangle. Okay, if two sides are equal, the base angles will also be equal. Okay, so if this is 50 degree, this will also be 50 degree, and since this is 50 degree, corresponding angle, this will also be 50 degree. Okay, so this is my answer over here. Actually the question over here was to find out angle LRS. So this angle was given 50 degree. I was required to find out this angle. Okay, so since in an isosceles triangle this angle or this angle equal, so this is 50 degree. So if this is 50 degree, the corresponding angle of this angle is actually this angle, because if you see over a straight line, these two are parallel lines. Okay, so same sort of angles, this angle and this angle, both are what? Equal. Okay, so PQ, this was PQ. Okay, and this was SR. Okay, parallel lines, same sort of angles. Over here what did we do? What we did is just join this PR. Okay, so since this was already 50 degree and these two same sides were equal, so according to isosceles triangle rule, this angle is equal to this angle. Again, these angles are already equal because these are corresponding, so we can write angle LRS equals to angle PQR equals to 50 degree. Why? Because corresponding angles. Okay, so the last one, number 3 for today, actually, because this particular problem will actually clear all your will use all your basics to solve number 3. Okay, let's say I have the question given AB straight line, then this way CD is given, this is D, and this is drag like this and like this and like this. So this is C, D, and finally this is E, this is F. This angle is given X, this is Z, this is 32 degree, this whole angle is Y, and this angle is 45 degree. So whatever basic I discussed, I will use all the concepts over here. So first of all, they asked me to find out angle X. This is very easy. This is a straight line. Over the straight line, these are two similar type of angles. So angle X is equal to angle 32 degree. Why? These are corresponding angles. This is straight line, same sort of angle. So angle X equals to 32 degree corresponding. So part 1 is easy. Number 2, they asked me to find angle Z. So if you see, this whole is actually a straight angle, correct? Over a straight line, the whole angle. Okay, so we know that in a straight angle equals to what? Straight angle equals to 180. So we can write angle Z plus 32 degree equals to what? 180. So angle Z equals to, if I transfer 32 to right side, 180 minus 32, so equals to 148 degree. Okay, so angle Z equals to 148 degree. So this is number 2. Number 3, they asked me to find angle Y minus angle Z. So please, first of all, we already have the value of Z, so we need to find the value of Y. So Y, if you see, this is angle Y. Okay, so how to find out angle Y? We have to actually dissect it. Let's say this is a straight line. If we just make it into two parts, okay, so if we just continue the straight line, it seems like this. Okay, so this part, from this part to this part, this is actually what? A straight angle, correct? So this is actually, we know this is 180 degree, and if we drag the straight line, if you see this angle and this angle, same angles over a straight line, what do we say? These are what? Corresponding angles. So from this portion to this portion, it's actually what? 45 degree, right? And from this portion to this portion, this is what? 120 degree. So angle Y is actually 180 plus 45, that is 225 degree. Okay, so now if we subtract angle Y minus angle Z, we get 225 minus 148, that is 77 degree. Okay, so I hope this is clear. If you have understood 1, 2 and 3, you can complete the others, because this concept, if you are clear, the others will also be very clear, because based on this concept you will be solving the other problems. Okay, so try and solve from 4 to 10. Okay, and I'm sure, like, if you have understood 1, 2 and 3 clearly, you can also solve till 10. If you still have any problem, please ask me directly on WhatsApp. Okay, thank you very much guys, have a nice day.